What's up everyone, how are you all? Today we are back with another blazing Naruto story. What if Naruto was neglected and adopted by a celestial clan from beyond the stars? If you enjoy, then please like, share and do comments. And also check the description to original creator of this beautiful creation. You know what they say, death hurts. Well no, it doesn't. In fact, you don't feel much of anything at all. One moment a crazy driver hits you while you're walking home. The next you just find yourself floating somewhere for a while. Where I am, I don't know. All I can be sure of is that, it's so fucking boring here. For the love of it all, let something happen. It's been like this for a while, nothing but this indescribable colorless void. The very fact that I'm able to experience this is amazing. I may go crazy, but I have no mind to snap. Nothing but a sense of consciousness. I think I can speak, I think I can move, but I just can't bring myself to do so. But maybe if I had something to move for, then I could do so easily, but for now I can't. Another thing is that I don't know how long I've been here. It could be days, minutes, maybe years. I don't know what to do with this time, so I started thinking about my life before death. I was born in a small town, into a rather well-off family. My elder brother was around 14 years old and claimed to be an otaku. I was alone with him a lot, so I know a lot of small facts on anime and manga. He was a good brother, though he taught me to walk and talk since mother and father had to work full-time, and I enjoyed spending time with him. When I was in middle school, my parents became the head CEOs of the company they worked for. They let go of and hired new help, and the company made a ton of profit from this move. On the other hand, this also made a lot of people angry. Kill someone, angry. On my way home from school, one of the elder workers rammed me with his car, shouted about payback and revenge, then I died. Now here I am, in this void, alone and very bored. I wonder if I call out if someone will come for me. I may as well try to call someone to me, but if I do and nobody comes, what then? A while later, fuck it, is anyone here? Hello? I shouted out to the void. A dim light forms in the distance. I get up, not knowing that I was laying down, and I moved towards it, the light getting brighter and brighter as I approached it. A voice calls out in a long I remembered but do not understand. When I got to the end, I heard a voice calling me closer along with some music. I turned to face a man who looks like his body is made out of light and mist. He smiled and looked me over. He took out a microphone, turned to a crowd that came from nowhere, and they all shouted, "Wheel of Reincarnation." The man turns to me and says, "You, lucky contestant, have been chosen to be reborn in a random world. Just spin the wheel and go where it lands. But there's more. As today's 1 million contestant, you will always come here when you die to play again, forever. Now spin the wheel." A large part of me wanted to say no, that this was a horrible thing to do, but I could not speak. I'd lost control of my body and spun the wheel. It was a massive one I could not see the top or bottom of. As it slowed down, the crowd on in anticipation to see my fate. It closed no. NNW 2701. What this meant, I don't know, but they seemed to love this. The host thing turned to me again and said, "Good luck in the Naruto Neglect World 2701. He then pushed me into a hole. As I tried to get up, I saw a light. When I got closer, I felt myself start to shrink and get tired. I just got out when a wave of feelings washed over me, mostly sadness and pain. I tried to hold it in but I could not, and I started to cry. I could feel something wrap around me, something hold me, in a voice I could not make out. It was like listening to someone while you're underwater while covering your ears. I was then handed to another one. This one held me very softly and said something. In the later weeks, I figured a few things out after I could understand what they were saying. First, I was a baby again. Second, I seemed to be animated. Third, my name was Ryu Namikaze. Fourth, I think I'm in the Naruto anime, judging from the headbands I saw, so I can believe that whatever this Wheel of Reincarnation thing is, really happened. And the last thing I learned was my point in the timeline. It seems to be a few years after the Nine Tails attack, but it seemed that the fourth survived and had twin children from what I could pick up from the nurses' discussions. I'm still in the hospital. It seems that mother was pulled away by something before she could take me home. I wonder how long I'm going to be here for. A week later. It was late one day when I was about 4 weeks of age that I felt someone pick me up in my sleep and take me somewhere. I tried to get a good look at him, but the first bit of sunlight ever to touch my eyes left my vision blurred out. All I could make out was a white beard, a robe, and that he was angry about something. We arrive at a large house and he opens the door. Inside 4 other figures are at a table. I let them talk while my eyes adjust to the light. They are really mad about something. When I can see again, my breath catches me as I see who it is. The 4th Hokage, his wife and 2 children that seem to be confused on something. I'm handed to Kushina by who I now see was the 3rd Hokage, who looks pissed. "Take care of him, he is your son," he said. This time I could listen. "We didn't forget, we just had to focus on these 2 now," Minato stated in an attempt to defend himself. As the 3rd left, I was still in Kushina's arms, who I guess is mother, while 2 kids, a boy and girl each looking around 6, came to look at me. Minato got a look in his eye and smiled. "That's right, you 2 have a little brother now, you will have to be strong to protect him in the future," he said with a grin, slowly plastering his and Kushina's faces, while the kids looked me over. 7 years later. For the sake of those who feel like this is getting repetitive, I will skip a bit ahead. I was the one neglected by these 2 as the story goes. Not that I care about that, they will never be my family. I learned the name of my siblings, Naruto and Mito. They were little bundles of energy and would always try to play with me after training, but never could since they were told I was asleep. I never was. Over the years they forgot all about me. Even though I lived with them to this day. I'm still not sure what my birthday is. Again, this did not bother me. As I see it, our relationship is that of a landlord and tenant. I adopted the hobby of just wandering around the village from place to place. I don't talk to anyone that much. Hell, I've not yet spoken a word to anyone even though I can speak this language perfectly. As I was wandering around, I found that I was being followed by a strange kid. First thing was that they had soft greenish hair that went to their shoulders, were just a little shorter than me, and had a rather cute face that told me nothing of their gender. A trap in an anime world doesn't surprise me. I moved my hand in a way to tell them to speak. I was wondering why they were following me. This kid on the other hand didn't say anything, but just hugged me out of the blue. Surprising as this is, they started crying. I led them, as they refused to let go of me, to an apartment I started renting after I left that house, and let them use my shower while I made them something to eat. Meanwhile at the Namikaze house, Mito woke up from a nightmare. She was fighting in a war where she would die, come back and die again. This would repeat over and over. Despite what her mother and father told her, she never had good confidence in her fighting abilities. The only reason she continues is a foggy memory of a promises to protect someone. Naruto was living a dream life. He could train as long as he wanted, had all the ramen he could eat, and was the child of 2 of the best in the village. But despite this, he always felt like something was missing from his life, as if he forgot something of importance. Minato and Kushina. They are readying the 13th birthday of their wonderful twin children. This should be a happy time, but they have an ending feeling that they mess up something, but they just don't know what. They didn't want to worry about this as they felt they should ready the last birthday party before their children become ninjas. You know that feeling when your friend introduces you to someone they claim is a lot like you, but you have nothing to talk about. That's what I'm going through right now. Since this generic green-haired anime trap followed me to my home, I've been wondering what I should say, and if this is worth breaking my second lifetime of silence over. I mean, 8 years of giving a shit to the point of never talking seems like a big deal to me. Despite this, I have a child of unknown gender sitting across from me from a table I liberated from its previous owners, eating a meal I made from ingredients I borrowed from the landlord's house. The worst part isn't even the silence, it's the way they are looking at me. It's as if they think I'm going to do something crazy, or as if they are afraid of me. And if so, begs the question, why are they even here? After the worst meal of this life ended, I washed the dishes while they looked around the place with wonder in their eyes. I don't mind if they do. Everything worth stealing is hidden back at the clan home. I do visit them from time to time, or I try to, either they're not there or too busy to notice me. Well, I don't let that bother me. I have to get to work. After giving Trap-chan a key, I leave, motioning them to lock it with my hand. After a nod, I left, not really caring what they planned to do here. Unnamed weapon shops. After I came in, I walked into the back where a set of boxes and papers are waiting for me. If you can guess, I'm a delivery boy for this place. I run around the village with heavy boxes to different places that may or may not have ordered them. Sometimes I do home deliveries for ninjas or get practice kuni to the academy. Hell, once I had to deliver to the same house 10 times in 5 days. This place mostly does custom orders for people, so it's better for us to deliver them when done, rather than wait for them to pick it up. Now to the part you may actually care about rather than this filler. You may not believe the kind of stuff I see on these deliveries. Stuff like spiders the size of a man, a young girl juggling swords, and what I found the most weird was this one girl who would always drool over everything I bring her, and no, it was not Tenten. Today though I had to work the counter after I finished my deliveries for the day, so I have a box of kuni for the Anbu, a sword for some Jonin, several unmarked boxes to leave in a marked location, cough, root, cough, and another kuni set for the Hokage. Shit. I don't believe that will end well for me at all. Maybe I can just give it to his advisors. Picking up the first box I left wondering how to deal with my so-called family. In my past life I've read both self-insert fanfictions and the neglect fanfictions that mostly get abandoned after a few chapters. So I know that they will soon for whatever reason suddenly remember me. Perhaps I should just act like I never noticed it or maybe make them do something big to earn my forgiveness. Either way I never really cared about what I should do with them till now. After I delivered the last package I took the Hokage kuni to the building to have them signed for. I hope this goes good. I really don't want to deal with him today. Maybe I can put on a hat to cover my hair, and buy a mirror cause I really don't know what I even look like. I stop in a small shop and get a bandana that I tied around my head before entering the Hokage building and walking to the office, and I'm told to wait since he's in a meeting, but I know it's not very important since the door is wide open. Inside I can hear him talking about a party with some people, and one of them seems to be very angry about I can only assume to be Cake, Kalures or a clown. After a moment I let myself in, and with all eyes on me I walked to the desk with the kuni and registration form in hand, giving it to my oh so wonderful father who just smiled, singed and told me to leave. To any god watching me I say thank you for letting that go so well, at least I hope it did go well. After returning to the shop I worked the counter with a smile at my victory. My sweet victory that lasted 10 seconds before Mito walked in with a massive grin looking around. When her gas came to me I held the smile and nodded to her. A mistake, yes, because now she looks like she wants to talk to me. Hello there, my name is Mito, but you might have know that it's my bother and my birthday tomorrow son. I need a good gift for him. Do you have any ideas? Oh, what's that? She said in such fast concession I don't think she paused at all before she left to look at the swords we had up. I tried to wrap my head around it but lost the chance to when she came back with what might have been the worst sword in the shop and asked to buy it. This one. Goodness, this girl needs Ritalin, decaffeinated coffee and a chair shot, to the head by me, 100 times. After I sold her the most shit sword in this side of the world I fell back into my chair. Back home. After a long day I got a mirror and got home, to find the door unlocked and steam coming from the window. It seems that Trap-chan is still here, cooking my food and wearing my clothes with a slight blush on their face. Girl, no I have to be sure about it before I decide on anything. Closing the door behind me I turned to meet Trap-chan looking at me. Welcome home, they said in a voice that was like dry lavender. Boy, maybe. I nod to them and go to change my clothes, not at all bothered by them being here at all. I set up my mirror and look at myself, and I do say I look like Boruto would if he had red hair that was slicked back by a green bandana. Well, one down, now all that's left is how my voice sounds and Trap-chan's gender, and I can die again with no regrets, at least for now. Lunch is ready. My lovely house guest called to me. After eating I noticed that they looked worried, staring at the door with fear. Do they just not want to go home? I get up and wash the dishes they made until I noticed that they're not moving from where they are. Perhaps I should. I hate myself right now. Coughing to get their attention I get a pen and paper and write them a note I want to spend the night. Before I can even think twice I find myself on the floor being hugged by a once again crying anime trap. I help them into my bed before I got a blanket to sleep on the couch. Next day, event, no thank you and twins' birthday. When I awaken I see a blue screen above of me reading. Welcome, you have been chosen to wield the power of the game. Do you accept? Yes, no, Without even needing to think about it I hit no, and get up and make myself and my new roommate break fast, and pick out some nice clothes only to see another. Are you sure you do not want this power? The power of the gamer yes, no, I push the yes button and walk to the bathroom to take a shower, only to see another one. Come on, take the power, it can be a lot of fun. Think about all you could achieve. One by one the minutes tick away as the day runs on moment by moment. I half pray that something will happen that will entertain me for the day, But that will only end in some kind of plot development that will lead me to get closer to my family. Maybe I can try to talk again. I managed to make a sound come out before being interrupted by the large bowl crashing into the shop, the shattering glass and Naruto sitting on me like I'm a horse. Giving my best stank face, I turn to look at him as he tries to regain his composure. The blushing fangirls in the background helping to create a dealing of tension. The slowly recovering bull doing a weird dance on the swords and knives it crashed through, and the ninja Anbu rushing in to grab Naruto. To be honest, I saw something like this coming. I was never lucky in this life. Well, as soon as they get Naruto out of here, I can start cleaning this place up. We need you to come with us, a cat-masked Anbu said as Naruto finally got off me with a blush covering his face. And, wait, they want me to do what? I give the Anbu a confused look. Never mind, let's just take him. One of the dog-masked Anbu said, grabbing me like a sack of potatoes and started running with me on his back at speeds so fast I had to keep my eyes closed for the most part. Riveting in the Hokage building with my hair Super Saiyan spiked and my bandana nowhere to be seen, I'm pushed inside by a very rude Anbu. Acting like they can just push me around like this. Well, they can, but I don't like it at all. Lord Hokage, we brought them as you requested, said the dog Anbu as he left the room. Hello Naruto, hello, said Minato as he shifted to look like he was constipated. Hello there Ryu. Okay, this happened a lot sooner than I thought it would. I act calm and bowed to him slowly and give him the blankest expression I could muster. Wait Ryu, oh man, I haven't seen you in years, Naruto said without pause. How have you been, Nii-san? Are you going to be a ninja? I could train you if you want me to. The speed he was speaking at was so hard to understand I couldn't stop myself from slapping him in the face lightly. Well, how have you been Ryu? Minato asked, looking a little put off. Now this here is why I wanted to get this not talking thing out of my system. It's just not going to be able to work for much longer, and now I have to deal with the look Minato is giving me right now. If he wants me to say something, he will have to try harder than this, or hopefully not at all. Now he's blushing. Well, your mother wants you to come home for supper tonight if that's okay, he asked with hope in his eyes. Now the puppy dog eyes never work on me, but I just can't bring myself to hurt something I find absolutely sad. I leave my face blank and give him a thumbs up, pure joy covering his face and a sick feeling flooding me. That's great, and please bring that green-haired kid that you've been seen with. As soon as he said that, I left the room and started on my way home. Later that day in the not humble home. Entering my lovely home, I walked to the couch, hug a pillow to my face and scream that I've held in since the Anbu grabbed me earlier today. I knew this would happen, but I didn't know how much anger I had pent up because of them. I never knew that I actually hated them. Are you okay? I heard you scream. First thing I ever heard from you to Trap-chan said to me in a jokey fashion. Boy? I wanted to say something, but rather I just took a piece of paper and wrote all the details to the day for them before going to get changed for the hardest thing I will ever do in this life. Pretend to care about people for an extended period of time. I don't even think I have any nice clothes, so I just put on a sleeveless black trench coat, a white undershirt and black pants. Leaving the room, I see Trap-chan in a simple red shirt and blue pant waiting by the door. Where did they change? Are you ready to go? They ask with a smile on their face. I can't believe that you're there, kid Ryu. They said, slightly angry. Right, I never told them anything about me. Now I am not a secretive person, I only just don't like telling people about me. Grunting, I step out as they follow me. I am so happy that I get to meet your family, but shouldn't that be after the 5th date? They said as they brushed past me. Girl? I grab the back of their shirt and pull them back with a smile on my face. I wag my finger in their face in a scolding fashion. After the last few days I did befriend them despite still not knowing a thing about them. But a mystery is the most fun thing about this life of mine. Oh fine, but you owe me some ice cream, they say before they start humming, A Wolf in Sheep's Clothing. Rather impressively for someone who should never have heard it before. Well shit. Here I stand, about to face the hardest challenge I've ever faced. I had to deal with the Uzumakis all at once. I could hardly stand them all at once, but now here I am at their front door about to join them for a lovely meal and chat. While they will talk, I will mostly just listen and nod like I care about what they say. I have my earplugs. I have a fake smile and I have a trap, so I'm ready to go in. Opening the door, I am met by a tackle hug by my wonderful sister. Amito, of all the people I hate her the most. Hello Nii-san, how have you been? Are you okay? I've been happy. I'm going to be a ninja starting tomorrow. After this I just stopped listening to her, and dear God, how do they talk like that? The way she is literally sitting on me and the way Trap-chan is looking at me, I have the feeling this is going to be brought up to mock me on many occasions. Mito, let him stand up, Minato told Mito, who saw how she was sitting on me and got up fast with a massive blush covering her face. Let me say this now for all the people who would ship us later. I do not like incest stories, so please do not ship me with her, it will not happen. You shouldn't try to talk to him. Ryu doesn't talk much, Trap-chan said, singing the last part. I am starting to think that there might be more to hear than what I want to believe, but that's a story for other day. For now I have to continue to deal with this family. Is that so? Well, do you know why? Naruto asked, looking at me oddly. As I am a crazy person. Well, maybe I am. No, I'm not sure. In fact, he's never even spoken to me. And now everyone is looking at me. Should I do a little dance for them? Maybe I should go grab that seal I mentioned a while back. Not better to leave that as a joke. No one here will understand, but it sure will be funny. Oh, are they still talking? Boy, I do space out a lot. And that why I don't eat bologna? I hear Trap-chan say as I pay attention again. What the hell did I miss? That's disgusting, you know that right? Minato said with a face so green you would think he was becoming a toad. Yes, that's a reference to Sage Mode. Well, putting that aside, let's eat, said a very nervous-looking Kushina, her eyes as she severed ramen. Not surprised at this, I sit down next to Trap-chan. Note to self: learn their name, then their gender. So if he never speaks, how are you living together? Mito asked, looking at me as if I had two heads. Well, I just followed him to his home one day and sort of never left. He never made any sign of not wanting me there and even gave me a key. Now here I am eating your food. They said, patting my head as if I was a cat. Yes, I like it, but that's not the point here. Wow, I don't know if he's nice or just really dumb, Naruto said as he started inhaling his food. Truth be told, I do like ramen, but I don't know if I do to that level. Well, how's your training going, Ryu? Think you can take on your old man? Minato asks me with a grin. This I give him a stank face. I will admit that carrying box of weapons around the village all day every day has given me a lot more strength than the average of my age, and that I crotch punched an Uchiha, but that does not mean I will become a ninja for this village. As I see it, not one person here is worth killing for. What's that look for? He asks, worried. Oh, Ryu here doesn't do the ninja training thing. In fact, he works for a weapons shop part-time. Trap-chan tells them as they eat at the same pace as Naruto, who gets a look in his eyes and eats faster, leading them to eat faster too, leading Naruto to eat faster, and so on. It got to the point that they finished a bowl a second. If this wasn't an anime world, I would wonder how this was possible. What do you mean? Who wouldn't want to be a ninja? It's so cool. Think about all the things you can pull off, all the cool jutsu you could learn. Come on, Ni-san, we can teach you to be a super cool ninja just like Ka-san and Tuor, Mito said as she dragged me outside. Now I am a very passive boy, but the way this girl talks pisses me off. Talk slower, for God's sake. Just look at what I can do with what I was taught to far. If you would like, I can help you become a super cool, super strong ninja. I am starting to snap. You can go on cool missions, save a princess, fight stronger guys every day. Oh, maybe the three of us could end up on the same team. I am visibly starting to twitch. Think about it, the three of us fighting together out there, that would be so cool. Maybe we could even unite the ninja world together. Oh yeah, maybe we could. Shut the fuck up, I thunder at her, making her flinch back. How you can talk about killing others so easily disgusts me. So lost in my own rage I didn't even notice I broke my silence. I am going home. Come talk to me once you know the true fate of all ninja. A faint sound of clapping is heard as I leave. I turn to see Trap-chan following me. It seems they liked the show I put on for them. Later, you know, I didn't expect that to be the first thing I hear you say, Trap-chan says. Yeah, so what? I don't even know your name yet. You didn't know how I sound. How about we become even? I say jokingly, and dear God, I sound like one of those cliché old school villains desperately try to sound calm. Oh, that would be too easy, Ryu boy. I think the mystery is fun, Trap-chan said. This coming from the one that was crying the day we met, I hit back. You know, for a kid you seem to talk really well, they responded. I can say the same about you. It's as if you know a lot things you shouldn't, I said slyly as I could. Oh, do I? Can you give an example of this? They asked. Now you're the one that wanted a mystery, I said with a grin. Are we flirting right now? Okay, you can win this round. My name is Kira. The now named Kira told me as they went to the bedroom. Note to self, I need a bigger place. And also they have a gender neutral name, so this won't help me in any run. In any case, I'm tired now. Collapsing on the couch, I let out a light laugh as I think about how smoothly that went and also what Kira said back there. I do not want to work in the shop my whole life, so I need to start planning my future, and by planning I mean seeing what I can remember from my past life and using it to make money here. Maybe I can write Dragon Ball as my own series, or maybe I can rework the Pirates of the Caribbean into a manga. And that's not all, I also remember a lot of songs I could rework as well. Getting up, I grab some paper and with a sick grin I start doing an uncatchable act of piracy. And that sets the first part nicely. I am going to rework our favorite Jack Sparrow as a mangameg. I started with a fire of burning inspiration, managing to get a chapter done in the first hour, another 5 done by sunrise, and my grin doesn't fade. Taking what I had, I redid the artwork till Rira was about to wake before covering my tracks and taking the works with me out of the house. Now all I have to do is get this to a publisher. Mito's Pav. This is it. Today is the day I get my team, but I can't feel happy after what Ryu said to me. I've never thought about being a ninja past the fact that it's cool, but now I know I might have to kill for it. I just can't feel normally right. On a false smile, I leave the house and go to get Naruto so we could go to the academy. Arriving there, we see a crowd of parents there, some to enroll their kids, others to drop off theirs for them. My usual seat, I wait for our sensei to arrive. A bit of excitement coming now. Quiet down and sit down, Iruka said as he came in. After the events with Mizuki, all the tests have been regraded and it seems the set teams have been altered. That could be a problem. I wonder who I'm on a team with then. He is listing off names as I wait for my name to be called. Team 8, Mito Uzumaki Namikaze, Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze. We high-five each other as we were on the same team. Before continuing, Iruka giggles lightly. And Mega Faggot Uchiha. You sensei will be Kakashi. The class bursts into laughter, the other Uchihas included. In UKA continues to list off names as me and Naru need talk about what we are going to do for lunch after this, if we should invite our teammate or Ryu. After he left, we chose to go home knowing that Kakashi should be late as he always is. Arriving, though, we are met with a tackle hug from Ka-san. I am so proud of you too, San says as he comes into the room. I hope I did the right. A nice meal. We head back to see Mega, as he told us to call him, making plans to get revenge on Ryu. We waited about 10 more minutes before Kakashi came in. Meet me on the roof, he said before leaving again. We followed after him and found him reading his book with a clear look of joy plastering his face. Now let's introduce ourselves. You brought her, you first. My name is Mega Faggot Uchiha. I hate all of you and my dream is to kill Ryu and get my name back. We were all laughing at him. How could we not? Wait, where are you going? Back to our unfavorable heroes. Pav. Did you enjoy that time apart? Get a bit of lore for this story of mine. Good, now back to what matters. We seem to be getting onto canon now, or as on canon as we can, with the Uchihas still around, my parents being alive and my existence here. Well, since you've been gone, I've given in my story for publishing, and it went well. They said depending on the consumer's responses, they will decide on the future of the story, even though whatever they say won't change what the story will be. Right now I'm just getting home to the smell of burning rubber and sugar. Say what you want about them, Kira can't cook to save a life. That, and I'm starting to believe that they may be from the real world too. After all the things they've done, it wouldn't surprise me at this point. Entering to see them by the stove smiling, they invited me to eat the taste. While imaging stubbing, you little toe, that pain times 10, that is how it tasted. Playing it off, I ate done and left the table to go talk to the landlord. I need a bigger place to live if they won't leave. Sup kid, what you want? Generic landlord San asks. Now even though I'm out of that shell of mine, I still don't talk much. I pointed to my apartment and motioned my arms like a hug, then expanded them. A bigger place, sure, but all I got is a 3-bedroom, 1 bathroom for triple your current rent. That was fine. After the paperwork, I registered a D-rank mission to help me move and went to tell Kira. A new place? Well, this place is becoming cramped. So we doing this when the ninja team get here? I nod to this. A bit later the doorbell rings. Opening, I see my least hated Naruto character and their team, Hinata Hyuga. Now don't misread this, I don't hate her, I just don't like her. She always came off as a stalker to me. From how she would follow Naruto around like that. From my experience, any guy doing that would be called a perv. I left Kira to tell them what to do as I showed the way to the new place. It was dusty, but that was fine. I knew the place would need some cleaning. But you know what bothers me? The fact that Hinata keeps looking at me, gets angry and then looks away. I don't know what I did, but I'm sure it's something dumb. After we finished and sent them off, I see Kira holding a copy of Nindo mangas, which is this world's Jump. If this means what I think it means, I'm in trouble, big trouble, and if that grin is any warning, then I know that this is going to go to shit. This is a nice work right here. Pirates of the Caribbean, how did you think about this? Kira asks me with a cold grin. I think we both know I didn't, I say softly as I get ready for work. I still have to work for the weapons shop to pay the rent, at least until this manga thing kicks off. Later, as I got back home, I find the lights off, a soft whisper in the air, and a dim glow from Kira's room. Processing slowly, I open the door to find the walls covered with star posters, a summoning circle drawn on the ground, 3 black cats, a lot of cancels, and Kira in the center. With no word spoken, I close the door, step back, and go to my room. Never would have thought she would be into the occult, I whisper as I get into bed. Welcome back, it's been a while. To continue where we left off, I have ripped off a much-loved movie from our world into a manga to make me money and found out that Kira is into voodoo or the occult. Not that I should be surprised by this point, they do a lot of odd things. Or maybe that was all fake. Something set up to confuse me in case I ever went in there without asking first. Well, to get on with it, I woke up to one of the cats sitting on my face looking at me with that look they have. A twinge of joy finds its way into me. I have always been a cat person, so knowing that this little one will be here makes me happy. Getting up, taking the cat into my arms, I go to the kitchen to see Kira cooking what I want to think is eggs by the oven. Good morning, Ryu, how are you? I see Dora woke you, they said as I set the cat down, answered with a grunt and a smile, and went to work on the next chapter of my manga while Kira finished cooking. Things are going well with it so far, as it has met with mostly good reviews with all the age groups that read it from what I could figure out. Now all I need to do is finding it. You still don't talk much, do you? Well, that's fine after what you went through, Kira said, assuming that I care about the treatment of my family. After eating, I left to submit the next chapter of my rip-off art to the publisher, whom loved it. Not that I am at all surprised by this, it is a wonderful movie. As long as I split the chapter into 20 minute segments of the movie, I should be fine for quite a few chapters. For now, I just have to live life. Now I'm going to visit by the clan home to pick some things up that I think I will need later, but I can't even get close before I hear shouting inside, as if something big is going on. On the bright side, this let me slip in, grab my things, and slip out. Now you want to know what I took? I grabbed my trusty guitar. That's right, I play. My original plan was to perform songs from Main World, but since I can't talk much and the fact I have on one to play with kind of kills that idea, but this is still a fun thing to play. There are a lot of songs that I know of that could easily apply to the events that I've gone through so far. Home base. I come home to find a rare sight. Kira is not here. This hasn't happened ever. I don't think I've ever not found her here. Oh well, they do have a life of their own to live. Maybe you guys want to see this story from their side one day. After setting all my things up in my office room, I decide to rest for a bit, but before this I make some shadow clones. Forgot that I was an Uzumaki for a bit there, didn't you? To work on the next chapter of the manga and play the guitar. I myself laid back on the couch with the cats resting on my chest. This lasted for about half an hour before they came home with some bags and Sakura, who didn't have a headband. I guess her team failed the second test. This is Ryu, my roommate. Don't mind him, he barely speaks to anyone, if at all, Kira says as they lead her to their room. I wonder what the plan here is. Sharing a look with my clones in the open crack of the door, we make it a point to not get involved with it, ever. After another while, Kira asks me to get some takeout, handing me some money. Not questioning how she got it, I left to get that for her. Going around the village, I found out that a few of the canon teams don't exist or have failed the secondary test, while other teams do. Ones that we as fans have never even heard of. After going back to the house, I find the two of them waiting for me by the table, talking about something that they didn't want me knowing about. Setting the table, we enjoy a nice meal while Sakura just gives me the odd look every few moments as if she wanted something from me, and again, these were not happy looks. In fact, it looks like she wants me dead. I wonder what it is I do to these girls that makes them hate me like this. After Sakura leaves, I give Kira a look. What are you giving me that look for? We are friends, they say after meeting my eyes. Now I want to believe that I really do, but the way things have been going for me, things are getting harder to go with. The next day I ran into my rival again. Just guess who he is. Today I will beat you and get my name back. I challenge you to a staring contest. We can each use one thing to help us in it. Agreed? He says, looking smug. I agree to this knowing he would use his Sharingan on me, so I walk into a shop, get something and walk out with a bag. I motion for his to start. Begin, he says, smiles and adds, "This is my win, Sharon." Pepper Sperry. I interrupt him and spray his eyes before he can activate his power, making him fall back in pain. At this point the whole village knows of our feud with each other and that I have won every game so far. Today's real challenge came when I was on my way back home. A pain shot through my body and I passed out. When I awoke I found myself in a forest with who I think is a ninja from a different village, but I don't know of any village that uses twin swords as their symbol. Seeing that I awoke, the ninja spoke to me. "I don't know why our lord wants you, but I am sure as hell not just going to ask the son of the Hokage to come with me quietly." Okay, so this guy was told to grab me, need I guess. But now I have to get out of here and I will use anime logic to do so. How, you ask? Well, I will, just look and see. "So since you just took me, tell my why," I ask, feeling violated. I having to talk is all worse to someone I don't know. "Sure, it's not like anyone will come for you anyway," he said, dripping with pride. "Our village is a small one, but me are a proud people. We train till we pass out and then keep going." Okay, he seems to be going into a flashback. Okay, here's the ripple effect. Not many people even know we exists, and that is how we must keep it. The more people that know of us, the more trouble we can get in for our actions. Our Lord refuses to explain his reasons but says that we must protect this world from things that should not exist. Things like you. Wow, this guy sounds like a douche. Well, I'm almost done anyway. This may sound bad, but he saved my life and the lives of many others by living his like this. So I owe him everything I have, and even more so does everyone else in the village. Now that I have been given this mission, I will not fail him. And now the flashback is over. So kid, that's why. What the hell? I look at his tied up body on the ground with a smug look. I do so love tying people up during their flashbacks. Well, I had to leave. I turned to run and ran till I couldn't anymore. I find myself on a road in the middle of nowhere. I just walk in a direction and hope for the best. This does work to my favor as I run into an Anbu that seems to have been looking for me. "Ryu, are you all right?" she asked as she looks me over like a mother hen. I don't answer but just smile and let her get me home, or at least I thought she was. She took me right to the Hokage building. This will be quite an ordeal next time. Arriving at the Hokage's building, it seemed like they didn't even notice I was gone. I mean, they're talking about the fact that my wonderful siblings went on a C-rank mission for the first time. I will leave you to guess which one that was. This came as no shock to me, but the Anbu that's with me seemed to be quite angry. I guess she wanted a reward for saving me. A reward she will not get, and she is staring at me. "You have had one hell of a life, haven't you, kid?" she said as she went to stand by the door. I am not responding to that. I don't even know this lady, and here she is acting like she should know me. "You don't talk much, do you?" Well, I can respect that. I have a lot of friends that act like, well, that's no surprise to me. "I am going to just leave this place," is what I would say if she didn't stop me from leaving. "Kid, tell me something. How did you get away from that guy?" I didn't respond and just gave her a look and smiled. I got out of there as fast as I could. Later, I made my way home to find the place empty and a note on the door. "Left to get the first of them. You don't know what it's about, but it is rather rare for Kira to not be here. I wonder what they are planning to pull. Truth be told, they're like what, 10 years old now? Not sure what they believe they could do. Whatever, it's no big deal anyway, they have a life of their own. I for one have to get to work. I still work at that weapons shop and I think I am going to get promoted soon since I am the only one that works there now. But if things go the way I think it will, my life will turn to shit in a few weeks. Mainly the main story of this world has started. So the village will be attacked by the Snake Pedo and the Sand Village. The Ninja War, the Pain Invasion. All the filler arc stuff, and the fact that this is still an anime world, so there will be a story made solely for me. Stealing in on my couch, I start to wonder what I should do for now. I have clones working on that mange of mine 24/7. I sometimes send one to work and my family is ignoring me again. Maybe I should start working out. Nah, I am plenty fit, stronger than all the non-ninja kids my age, which is 8, maybe 9. I still haven't found out when my birthday is. Well, maybe I should shift this story to someone else's POV again, or maybe I should do something that can manipulate the rules of this world to my benefit. I made a quick snack and went to check on the fan mail from the manga, believing that if anyone else is from my world, they would have sent something in by now. I wasn't wrong, I wish I was, but no. It seems that a lot of fan mail came in and a few of them, About 5 were in English, and if that wasn't proof enough, they're full of references from our beloved Earth. To them I wrote back a simple message, to meet me here at my home in 1 week. So I will have things to do at that time. It is a thing that has always bothered me. How it is that only one person tends to be reborn like this. I mean, Kira might be as well, but I can never read them. But one thing for sure, when they come back from wherever they are, I will find out if they are male or female. But for now, let's get back to this here story of mine, full of plot holes, fourth wall breaks, and a very lazy protagonist. And it would be about time, since this hasn't been updated for about a few weeks now. A time frame I am not sorry I can find someone from the canon universe to mess with. Outside a moment later. Right now there are very few words to describe the pain I am in right now. I want to know why I am in so much pain. Well, that is a wonderful short story. I decided to go for a light jog around the village to straighten my thoughts, or I would have had a green blur not slammed into my side the moment I ran past a corner. I was pushed through a wall into a cake shop of some kind as said green thing screamed in shock. The cakes managed to break my fall, but I am still passing out. All that left are epic last words. I am slim. Shady. Why the fuck did I say that of all things? This could lead to all kinds of trouble later down the passing out. I hear voices, it's getting dark and out cold. And I back and, in the hospital with an Enbu sitting on a chair watching me. Oh, it's her again. Wonder what she wants. I was told to alert Mr. Brock Lee of when you awoke. He seemed very, guy, she said as she left, leaving me there. I got up and read the papers at the foot of the bed. Seems I bled out, and had a cracked skull. A small crack, but it was enough to knock me out. I've been here for 1 hour. That can't be right, can it? Ryu, Mr. Lee is here to see you, Miss Anbu said as she came back. I give her a look as he comes in, followed by Guy and Tenten with his head down. I would like to. I stop listening to him and go back to reading my papers. Wonder what they got worn. Let's see here, the name is blank, the age is wrong, and the blood type is new. I will have to remember that, and oh dear mercy, he is still talking, and has fire in his eyes. I wonder if I should listen now. Oath so kind sir, do you forgive me? He said in a volume 1 bet woke the whole hospital up. Okay readers, the word of the day is, no, I say as I leave the room, like a boss. I was on my way home when a sense of dread came over me. I wanted to just ignore it, but it was a powerful one that would only get worse the closer I got to my house. Fear gripping me as I reached for the door handle for an unknown reason, but this didn't stop me. I flung the door open to see Haku eating ramen on my couch and Kira playing my guitar. I didn't know what to make of this and decided not to. I moved to the kitchen and made myself a drink, joined Haku on the couch and kept quiet. So who's dis gaffed punk? Haku said in a deep voice that made MW spit up the drink. His Ryu, he owns this place, and like us is from the real world, Kira said as they sat on Haku's lap. It's a trap on a trap. Well, keep him out of my things, Haku said in a voice so smooth I once again wondered as he was a she. But I know for the fact that Haku is a dude, but now I am wondering why he is alive and here. I can't do that if you want it here, it's his home, Kira reminds him. I can take him, easily in fact, Haku said in defense, can deny that, I may be fit for my age but I don't think I can beat anyone who has ninja training. Really? Then prove it to me. I want to see you try to beat him. Kira is wanting some trouble, I see. Okay I will, Haku said as he jumped up and ran to hit me. Or he tried to but tripped on a table leg and knocked himself out on impact. This is not the real Haku. I don't know how I am supposed to act right now. I look at Kira as they looked like they were about to talk. If you make a reference to that song in Frozen, I will kick you out. With that they sat back disappointed. Later, the three of us went out on the town to do some shopping. It's the first time I've seen her leave the house, and for whatever reason Kira took the guitar along. Well, they can do whatever they want. But on the most part the looks people gave us was the weirdest. The Hokage's quiet child, a lowly trap, and a pale-skinned teen walking along the road together in Tiz village sure did attract attention. I wonder what they are thinking right now. I am also wondering how Kira got Haku here in the first place, but that can wait. No, I will forget to ask later. So be it. Ill led at the shopping we went down to the park to rest up and chat. Well, they chatted, I listened to them. Well, this lasted until Kira pulled out the guitar and gave us a look, like they wanted something from us. Imagine my surprise when they started playing Fallout Boy Centuries. Following along with her, Haku pulled out a scroll and summoned a drum set and played along with them. And now they're looking at me. I get their game. Well, why not? I started singing the song, and almost instantly a crowd formed, and no, I am going to go through the trouble of writing in the lyrics line by line to give you the reaction of the people there. Just listen to the song while you read this. Go ahead, put it on, this can wait. Well, to shorten the amount I have to do more, the people there loved it. A quick look around, I could see just more than 100 people around us. After a few words from the crowd, we left for the house. So this guy, Ryu was it, is Minato and Kushina's youngest kid, who was neglected by them. You thinking he'd rich faked crying in front of him and now live with him for free? Haku asks Kira. That's right, and don't try to talk to him too much. He has barely had 10 conversations despite his age, they responded. Yes, I've noticed. What's the problem there anyway? Does he have some sort of problem? I can hear you, you know. Not sure, maybe he does. No, I don't, I just don't want to. Well, whatever, so you're sure I can live there too? The place seems small, like hell you can. Actually, I won't stop you. Yes, I am sure, just help pay for a few things from time to time. Ryu is the only one who has a job. That's right, maybe I sure charge rent. Well, we arrived at the house after I opened the door and went to sit on the couch, feeling tired from the events of the day so far. So Haku is the first Kira wanted to get. I wonder what her plan is. Wait, if Haku is here, that means that the wave arc must have happened. That means the canon storyline is starting, and knowing what I know, this place will be destroyed. People will die and a lot of bad things will happen around here. I need to prepare for those things. I know for a fact that that snake pedo is going to attack this place soon. This gives me a few months to ensure my survival. In this I need power. The greatest power of all, one that can destroy the most powerful nation. One that can make even the most pure evil. I need money, and a lot of it. Okay, let me think. That manga I published has been doing wonderful, so that's a large income, but it won't last long. The job with the blacksmith isn't much, but it will be around for a while. If Haku does pay rent, then I don't have to worry about expenses. I can pull small amounts of money from the clan's vault whenever I want, but requires that I have to talk to them, and that will cause all sorts of drama. For now though, I have to think if these two are going to help out, and that if Haku is the first, who else is going to show up? Is going to be a hard life. I hate it, but it is mine to hate. Getting up, I moved to the kitchen to prep dinner for the three of us, and oh no, I just remembered that now that my oh so wonderful siblings are back, I am gonna have to deal with them wanting to talk to me again. It's been a while since we last saw each other. Well, maybe not that long, but a lot has happened since we last spoke. For one thing, the Chunin exams are around the corner, and that will mark the first milestone of this nightmare satire that one would call my life. As for me, I plan to survive this as long as I can. Here are the updates on my situation and a bit to catch one up on what has happened so far. Haku is officially living with us now and is also a reincarnate in this world. My stolen story is very popular with the people and has made me a lot of money, all of which I have used to build a bunker of sort to hide in should things go to hell, and I think they will. And the last thing is that, wait, you don't care about all this, do you? Fine, I will get on with it. The day started slowly. I didn't want to wake up, but I knew for a fact that I had a lot of things to get done today. But first was to get Haku a job. Despite what I know the original Haku went through, the version I had to deal with is an overly clumsy, manly acting, very lazy and openly prideful, in short a headache of a man. After a quick breakfast, the two of us got ready to go. Haku walking in front despite not knowing where everything is. So Ryu was it. I am sure you are aware of this, but as that all three of us are from the real world, I believe we must become closer. Now I don't like the way you look at me, but I do hope we can form a good link with each other, Haku said as if he was a king talking to a peon. A link? I asked him, looking confused. I can help but wonder, what did he mean by link? Sorry, I was in the Persona world before I arrived here. I am still in that mindset, I guess, he said with an uninterested look in his eyes. I can tell you this much. Any power you gain here you will keep forever. I can still call my persona here if I wanted, and a friend of mine can use attacks from Dragon Ball. I have called him to come over too. That's nice, but why tell me this? Well, whatever, it's a good thing to know, I guess. After a while I did manage to get Haku a job in a bar. They work the counter and have to keep the drinks cool, so I guess it fits them good enough. I don't care if they manage to keep this job, however, I did my part in getting them the job. Now I have to get home, is what I would be saying if I could, but it seems I'm being stopped by my dear old brother Naruto, who seems to be on the run from some fangirls and a few angry boyfriends. Help him. No, I think not. I think this will be enticing for a little while. Later, After a round of making fun of Naruto and his situation, I head back to the apartment to rest up for the rest of the day. Now I am not a lazy person all the time, but I do enjoy my downtime all the time. And any time I can take to do nothing I take with joy. Opening the door, I come face to face with Kira, in a dress, a skimpy one. They are like, what, 8 years old, just, why? Hello there, Ryu. Do you mind lending me some money? They ask with what think is supposed to be a cute expression but creeped me the hell out. I gave them some of the money I had saved up and went into my room to get to work on a few things. First, to get this image out of my mind forever. Second, to properly plan out what I am going to do when the exam comes along. Since I am no ninja, I can fight it. But as the child of the Hokage, I don't think I will be without protection, and if what Haku told me is true, then I think I can get him to protect me, maybe by paying him. The bunker won't be ready for at least 2 years, so I can't use that as of yet. I wonder, I said as I sat on my bed. This life was given to me by chance, so is anything I do here really gonna affect anything? If the world has already changed this much, is anything I know about the future of this world even useful in the long run, and just how many people here are from the real world? I have a lot of questions like this, but no one that I can ask it to, and even if I do, I don't think anyone can answer them for me. I have moments like this every time I am left alone to my thoughts, and they tend to last a while, but this time they were interrupted by the doorbell ringing. I wonder who that could be. I've paid rent for the rest of the year in advance. Both of the traps have keys and no one else knows I live here. I open the door to see Naruto, Mito and Mega, as he has been telling people to call him, at my door. Hello there, Ryu, it's been a little while, mind if we come in? Naruto said with a bright smile. With no expression, I close the door, lock it and turn around to get back to my thoughts. The sounds of the three of them banging on and shouting through my door putting a smile on my face. I don't know how long I am going to live in this hell of a world, but I can say this much, I am going to try enjoy this as much as I can. You know, unless that takes too much effort. But for now I know that I just have to try and not get involved with the canon of this world too much. If I can do that, I guess I can survive for a while, or until I mess up and get the wrong person angry, or make a mistake that can lead to a war starting earlier than it should. After I was sure that they left, I unlocked the door and went for a walk, leaving some clones to do manual labor around the house. I will remind you again that I am part of the Uzumaki clan, so I have plenty of chakra for my age, but you already knew that, didn't you? I just decided to go to get a bite to eat at a barbecue hut that I pace on my way to work every few days. There I meet up with Team 10, Ino, Shikamaru and Choji, and was asked to join them. Well, Choji asked. Shikamaru was asleep and Ino was glaring at me with a hate so thick I could feel it. Now if you want to ask how they know me, don't, cause they shouldn't know me at all. This is my first time meeting them. I can help but be put off by this, but they paid for my meal, so I won't complain yet. As for now, I need to head back home. That night, it's a little just before midnight when I hear the door being kicked open. Jumping up shocked, I look to see who would do this. What I see shocks me, a drunk Haku holding Kira on his shoulders doing a little dance, singing about a frog kissing a cat on the moon. His clothes are ripped and Kira is in a tux. While I can see they have had a day a hell of a lot more interesting than mine was. I wonder what they did. You, Haku said, pointing at me. You wonderful asshole. You're such a nice guy, he added as he fainted on spot, dropping Kira on the ground. I am not helping them. I am going back to bed after I close the door. I must say this though, I am happy these two are here. Life would be more suck if they were not. I lock the door and head back to my bed with a ghost of a smile on my face. It was a bit of a cold day the next day, but I can blame Haku for that since he passed out drunk by the door last night, and is now in my room giving me a death glare. I will not ask what happened last night, but you better forget all about that if you know what will be any good for you. Got it? He said as he drank a bit of coffee I made for him. I just gave a small nod to this as Kira comes into the room. Ryu, a letter came for you. It does not have a name on it, so I can't say who it might be from, they said, handing me a letter with a flushed expression. I don't know what Kira might have done last night, but they will not talk about it. I still need to figure out their gender. But that can wait. The letter itself was odd. No name on it, and all it asked was to meet near the hot springs later today. This might be a trap, but I think that I can handle it if it's so. I figure that it was something I could do today. The Chunin exams are still ongoing and we'll be having the tournament soon to see who will be promoted. I got dressed up and left for the meeting place, letting my oh-so-favorite roommates know where, so that can help if they think that I need it and want to, or if they just come to watch. At this point both are not above or below them. Later, I arrive at the meeting place and have a seat on a bench, wondering who would ask me to come out. Love me this. Not many people even know I exist right now thanks to my hard work of not getting involved in anything that goes on anywhere around the village. But maybe it's a girl. Nope, no chance a girl would ask an at this point at best 9-year-old out. Well, I can try to figure this out by, why is sand wrapping around my leg? Hello there, I see you got my message. It's nice to meet you, a very calm voice said. A voice I can vaguely remember from my past. The sand forced me to turn around to see, dressed up in a very fine suit. My name is Gaara and I wish to become your butler. He was standing here, in a fine spotless black suit, slicked back red hair and a smile on his face so big I wanted to kill it. He is looking me over slowly, probably waiting for my answer. I guess I can think this through a bit first. First, do I want or need a butler? No, I do not. Then again, he has me at a gunpoint, so I can't say no now, can I? Sure, follow me, I brought myself to say as he let me go. I think I best take him to my home so he can have a talk with the others. I can activity say that must be a reborn too. It might be a nice surprise for Haku and Kira. I took the walk back slowly as he followed me closely, too close. I can feel his breath on my neck. As I got to the house and opened the door, he just let himself in and looked around. Haku was in the kitchen making what looks like iced tea for Kira, whom was reading a magazine about pet care. They looked over with a surprised look covering their faces as Gaara let himself in. He gave them a mock bow, his eyes on Haku the whole time. Hello there, my name is Gaara, I will be the butler of this household now, he said as he did. Is he a reborn too? Neat, I've always liked this guy, Kira said as they put the book down. Gaara looked shocked. What do you mean too? There are others. I thought it was just me and this guy, he said pointing at me. It's the only reason I picked him, Gaara responded as he let himself take a seat. Nope, intact. At some point I thought that there were more of us than the real canon guys in this world so far. But I got out of that way of thinking a little while ago. Intact, there is a village made up completely of reborn. They tried to kidnap Ryu over there a little while ago, Kira told him. Yep, Ryu has gone through a lot of shit so far, but he lets us live here rent-free, so I won't complain with how he acts, Haku added. And no, it's not rent-free, I just won't kick you it for not paying. Well, this is great, I thought I was alone here. I am happy to be a part of this, Gaara said with a happy smile on his face. Well, you were gonna be the third, so this helps my plan along quite a bit. Now let's celebrate our new member with a small party. I can invite a few of my friend over too, Kira told us as they got up and walked to the door. I'm going to get a few things and come back with them in an hour, be ready. Well, this might as well happen. I think I can get a few things together for this. Haku went to get drinks and Gaara is putting up decorations for it, so I guess I'm on food. That night, the party was a slow ordeal, so I will just say the highlights. First, Kira's friends are Sakura, 2 Uchihas I don't know, Ino, Tenten and Mito, whom brought Naruto when they hear I would be here. The party was slow at first but was fun near the end of it all. But the night went to hell after this. Let's play the king's game, someone suggested. I know not who, but everyone went along with tea, and now we are here sitting on the roof of the building to play. I'm the king, Naruto said with a sly grin. The rest of us had numbers. I want number 2 and number 10 to take off their shoes and leave them off. This may seem light, but it's quite cold here. One of the Uchiha girls and Ino had to do it. I however have a plan. I can use this to my advantage. I am king, the other Uchiha said. Number 1 and number 2 must hug. I forgot most of these are children. Haku hugged Mito. They seem to not know each other. The next draw and I'm king. I show the stick rather than talk. I cheat for a moment to get a look at someone's card. A grin spreads on my face. Number 6 inches, I said. Kira looks at me with a knowing look. Tell me your gender. Kira was pissed but walked over to me and whispered the answer in my ear. I am now satisfied. The day is warm, the time is early, there's a smell in the house and a cat in my face again. Dora. Kira's cat is sleeping on my face and a soft grin spreads onto my face as I pick him up and get out of bed. I have a slight head pain, as the readers must know we played a game last night. After I stopped telling this story, we continued playing for a little while before we had to stop. Things got crazy after Kira was king and wanted revenge against me. To keep things on the shorter side, I can never go near the Uchiha clan compound ever again. I got out of my room to a smell that was something between very sweet to very spicy. Looking for the source, I find Gaara cooking something in the kitchen. As he is now the house butler, he can do much of whatever he wants to do. As we only have so much room in this house, we are having him room with Haku for now. Since Kira said he was the third, I can only guess that they will want to get more of these guys. Gaara noticed me standing here. Good afternoon, master. You were out for a while, Gaara said with a big smile across his face. I am preparing a chocolate curry as per Miss Kira's instructions. You heard him right, Kira. The still trap-looking one is a girl. Good thing too. It will be done shortly. You should be getting ready for your day now. I do as he said and went to get ready. I opened the front door a little to let this smell out and fresh air in. With Dora still in hand, I go back to my room. I have not forgotten my plan. I know that some deep shit is coming to this world, and when it does I will be ready to hide from it and wait for it to blow over. As of right now I have a goof amount of money saved up, and have access to a rather big bunker that I was able to get for cheap. I think that it belonged to the Anbu at some point but is now in ruins. A little work on my part will fix it up though. A nice place it is, has about 50 rooms in it. On the other hand, the smell of blood is very thick there, so that may be a problem. Ryu, what are you doing with Dora? I've been looking for him, Kira asked me as she. Yes, I say. She came out of her room with a slight frown. I need to use him to deliver some messages around the village. I just give her a skeptical look but hand him over to her, since that may just as well be the truth. This world is a very weird one to hang around in. Thanks, he does seem to like sleeping on your head for some reason. Well, whatever it is, this might as well work to my benefit, she said as she walked back to her room to put him down, just as Gaara called us to come and eat. It was the first good meal I had for a while, this one with a few people who seemed to care for me. Later, I decided to go for a bit of a walk about the village and see what I can pick up. Haku came with me since he has to go to work. He does seem to like that bar. The tips are good, the people are stupid, and he gets free drinks from time to time. Not that he shares them, not that I would say yes. But for now we get along. So Ryu boy, how did you get me this job anyway? Even as the Hokage's chibi don't think an 8, 9. I will say 8-year-old, has much sway in a bar of all things, Haku asked me with a bit of a grin. I try to smile back as I try to talk. Nothing came out this time, not for lack of trying but because before I could my so-called rival showed up with an anger look in his sharing in eyes. Okay, you peasant, I challenge you to another game, he said with all different kinds of hate, and like clockwork Haku interjects me. Sure thing. If you win you get a blank check, if we win you give us 50,000 inches, Haku said, rubbing his fingers together at the end. So he wants money, I can relate. Very well then, you can pick the game, Mr. Faggot said with growing hate for me. The winner will be the first one to say, 1 to 100, Haku said with a wink to me. A large crowd watching us again. Whispers of my name going around. Start, Haku said. 1 2 3 4, he went off like a bullet. I waited for a bit till we got to 20 before I said my point. 1 to 100, I said with an uncaring look. And Ryu wins, Haku said with a giggle that once more made me question his gender, but I'm of going through that again. Our little Uchiha here was pissed off though, he just threw the money at me and left without a mother word spoken. When is he going to give up? Haku asked, picking up the money. Well, at least he is a good bit of fun from time to time, and yes, Kira told us about him. This is all good and all, but I don't think that having that guy after me like this will end well in any run. But yes, I won't lie, it is fun seeing him act like this. After I dropped off Haku at the bar he works at, I went to that weapons shop I worked at to say how things are for the rest of the day. Night. I got home with a bit of pain from all the work I had to catch up on, but it was still good money to earn. I opened the door to find the place covered in sand, the couch on roof, and Kira with a smile on her face as Gaara blushes like a tomato, face blending with hair. As he saw me he put all the sand into a gourd in the corner of the room and smiled to him, a petty smile at that. Welcome home and good luck, master, I will be striping out now, he said, leaving the room. As he closed the door the couch fell down and crashed on the floor. I will just ask a think of this. It has been a while since Gaara became our butler. Right now we are on our way to the market area to buy some things we will need for the upcoming Chunin exam, and I also figure that it will be as good as entertainment as I'm going to get anywhere in this world. Maybe I can place bets and make a lot of money off this ordeal. Well, that is if I can manage to figure out who is going to win with all these changes and other things that can be going wrong. With Gaara not competing in this one, Lee will not get hurt and might actually get into the finals this time. With Naruto not having his Nindo made from the wave mission against Haku may lose early, Mito existing, and who knows or cares else. One thing for sure, Kira is planning something. Now how do I know? Why do I say this? The idiot in the reader asks me. Well, have you been reading at all? She has been gathering a group of possibly skilled people, and if not people that can be trained to be skilled, has been borrowing a lot of money from people, mostly me, and when I brought up the idea of moving I into a new place she flat out demanded that it has to be able to house more than 10 people at a time. If all this doesn't mean that some or other scheme is brewing in that their mind of hers, then I guess my life will improve from here on out, and we all know that it's only downhill from here. But things are not all that bad. For one thing, the old guy that owned the weapons shop that I worked in died a while back and left the place for me. Now I did have to give up all the weapons that was available in the place since the Ninja Council will not let some civilian child own that many of them, child of the Hokage or not. The place are rather nice though, I will have to plan for it later or maybe try to do something big there. Another thing that can be a good thing is the new story I've borrowed from the real world. Having finished the last one, I've now started working on the Elder Scrolls Oblivion Dark Brotherhood quest line into a story. The basic is that a prisoner kills his guard and runs for it before his recruitment. But I need not tell you about all of that. What you want me to talk about is the stuff that goes wrong for my life. It was on our way there we were stopped by a smoke bomb, inside some odd Sentai group of ninja. By the headband I can tell that they are from the Hidden Cloud. The shortest was dressed in a full-body blue stereotype ninja outfit and had a few patches of blue hair popping out the face hole. The female of the group was in a black version of the outfit and the tallest was in white. They were doing a Genu Force pose, so I guess that they are reborn too. Or at least one of them are. Added to this point was that one of them, Blue, pointed at Gaara and said to him, "Hold yourself there, you. The vile child of dark love. We the cloudy heroes will rise around the pain you feel and end the rain-off deaths that have befallen from you. Us three. We the brave three here in this spot of land here in the Hidden Leaf." Wah 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 wah. I stopped listening. Dear God, did this guy practice that in a mirror before all this? He is even doing poses and danced with it now. I just give Gaara a look and nod to him to take care of it himself when he gets a chance to do so. I on the other hand take out a book and pen to continue with the plans of my survival. Now this guy went on and on for quite a long while. The few people who did watch had to leave to do other things in the time that we were trapped here by his never-ending hero banter. Stopping this and saving that, heal the world, and perfect their moves. And when they finally let Gaara get a word in, I was satisfied. Now boys, I assure you that there is no need to try and save me. I am living happily here with my master, Gaara told them as he motioned to me with his arm. In fact, I'm not even a ninja, I'm simply just one hell of a butler. It was that look, yes that look on their faces at that their very moment that made all the bullshit they had me have to listen to worth it all. The look as they realized that they did it all for nothing at the very end of the day. Now this did set them off claiming that Gaara was lying, but at this point they were going to be late for their matches and so they left. As soon as they were out of sight I gave Gaara a smack on the head for referencing the real world again. The sand coming to block it delayed. I guess that this version of him either doesn't have the good one number one, or that he is just not that good at controlling it as he was not a fighter here. Well, that was a waste of our time. Ryu boy, let's just go already, I want to get some things and meet up with the girls later, Kira said as she went ahead. Now to be clear, she is mentioning the Uchiha girls that I brought up a while ago, their names being Kura and Satsuki. Yes, the name attributed to the gender-bent Sasuke, I know, but that is not important right now. I did buy what I came for, that being vinegar, chili spices, expired hot sauce and rancid animal fats. Why did I buy these, you ask me? Well, just wait and see, it will come into play later. But for now I got what I need. Having a clone take them to prep out plan, I went to help the others with what they were doing. Haku was selling some small ice sculptures to people, and with my help he did manage to sell quite a few of them. Gaara was buying some foodstuffs for what he said would be for our supper for the next few nights, so I gave him some money. But Kira, this gender-ambiguous girl that might just be the very death of me, what she was doing, I don't know, but now she has the Teo girls behind her saying that they will be living with us from now on. Now I was going to complain about this, I was going to say no, but if you know me you know what happened next. Later, after scoping the place out, I can say that this old shop has two common rooms, a basement with what was supposed to be 3 small storerooms, an attic, a kitchen and the front bushiness area. This is our new home. As the 2 new additions to our home came in we needed the space. The girls went ahead and took the basement area for them. Gaara and Haku took the attic and I took the largest of the common rooms. This one looks like the one where all the paperwork was done. After an hour I called everyone to the front room. Well, I had Gaara call everyone as I still can't bring myself to talk that much. I used some pen and paper to have them start the discussion of what we will do with this shop, and then I left as I know that no matter what I try to do they will do is what they want to do. This might have been a mistake. Walking about the village is a pastime of mine, seeing what the people are doing, taking note of a few people that the main series ignored, like this one kid who seems to be getting a harem without noticing it himself, but the girls there know. And there's another guy who keeps trying to get a date with this girl in the Anbu. Watching these guys let me remember that this is in fact a real world with real people, all of whom have their own lives and things that they have problems that they have to deal with. On the other hand, when I walk about like this, people tend to notice me. As the youngest child of the Hokage, a lot of people have expectations for me, most of which is that I should become a ninja like my older siblings. But that just sounds like a things that will trap me here forever. I have a lot of plans, most of them need me to not be here, but rather somewhere else. These plans, well, I will tell you if or when I can actually implement them. Then again, there are the risks to walking about like this, like that fact that the Uchiha guy wants my blood or that my family wants me to get in their lives. All this because Kira got involved in my life. Also, it has come to my attention that Kira might have lied to me about being a girl. It hit hard when I remembered that most anime traps will claim to be a girl while having the dangling part between their legs. This, however, is not the point of my internal monologue. As of right now, I just need to blow off some steam, so for now on my way to the hot springs. This is to show you that time has passed. Arriving to the Konoha hot springs, I managed to catch a glimpse of the other sand siblings heading inside themselves. Well, now I don't want to go inside, but I still will. All I have to do is not attract any attention to myself and I will be fine, right? Heading inside, I made my way to the reception, did all the needed things that I will not bore you with, and am now resting in the water with Konkuro and a few filler guys, one of whom both doesn't have a face and is not moving. I forgot that this is still an anime world. Diving down into that water, I swam around in the deeper in for a bit and rose up. This was the first clear mistake that I made today, as I came up right next to our favorite puppet user, whom looks so wrong without that face paint on him. On the other hand, he was smiling at me. "Yo there kid, you're a good swimmer," he said, scratching the side of his head, like they do, expecting me to respond, so I did with a slight nod. This seems to irritate him ever so slightly. "So kid, what's your name?" he asked again, trying to goad my words out of me. In response, I glared lightly at him. "Boy, what's got you in such a mood?" he said with a laugh. "No one has looked at me like that since. Gaara, right, that is what he was going to say. Well, this was ruined for me, so I am leaving. I left the water in a bit of a rush, got my clothes and left the place. As of now, I've been away for a good few hours. I wondered what kind of mess would be waiting for me at my house. At least I wanted to go to my home first, but I was ambushed on my way there." "Ryu-chan, there you are," said a very happy, full of energy Kushina, who hugged me with a bit of a spin at then end. "How have you been? You have not been home for quite some time. I was getting so worried about you. Are you okay? Have you been blah blah blah?" I stopped listening to her at this point. It looks like she will be at that for a while. Since this opportunity is here, I will fill you in on my money-making plans. For one, I have started using my shadow clones to write stories for me and take them to the publishers. At this point, only movies, since I can't remember most of what happens in most anime and manga other than the bigger parts. For example, I did most of the Marvel universe with some changes, like replacing cars with carts and the such. This has been very successful as of yet, and I think that I should be one of the 100 richest kids in the village. But still pretty poor compared to one of the clans, but that's to be expected since I am a child and only one person. Kushina is still talking about things maybe you'll listen back in. Blah blah, so much of it that Naruto almost made your father cry. That kid can eat ramen almost as well as I can. Then again, Mito can blah blah. Okay, this is going to take a long time to get out of. I have expected that much. Now I wonder what else I can fill you in on while we wait. Maybe I can tell you how my relationship with each of the members of the household is. Starting in order that I met them in. Kira, they are a generic anime trap with green hair that claims to be a girl, but as I said, most of them do, so they might be male for all I know. As I have stated many times, that are planning something with me and the others. I might just be a pawn to her of maybe I am more important than that, but she has made it clear to me that she doesn't need me but might like me. From what I know, she is older than me at about 11 years old right now, but as a reborn she may already have an adult mindset. My opinion about her, I don't like having her around, but I can't say I don't like her. Next would be Haku, though he looks and sounds just like he did in the anime. He dresses, acts and speaks very differently to what one would think about him. He is quick to get angry and to calm down. Kira somehow found him and brought him to my house. From what I can tell, he knows about Kira's plan and may be helping her with it, and also might have a thing for her. Of all of them, I trust him the most and would go so far to say that is my best not yet friend. Gaara of the Funk, a reference some of you will get, others will Google and others will ignore, is next. He seems to be a genuine butler with good training at that. He cleans the place with what I at first thought was a grievous misuse of his power and just sent all the dust and dirt out the window as if it were sand, uses soap powered to get the harder stains out, then just wets it slightly. He is very loyal to me, and if I could ask him to do something he might just do it. From what I have picked up, he has been told about Kira's plan and is not yet in on it, but he won't tell me about it either. Overall, I do like the guy as he made my life a bit easier. And last but not least, the Uchiha twins Kura and Satsuki, both at about 12 years old. These two are the only nun reborn in our crew, and from what I can tell look up to Kira a lot. From what I can tell, their parents tried to go rouge, but were caught and killed since they tried to come back for them. As such, the two of them were met with hate from the clan and were to suffer for what their parents did. So Kira saved them by convincing the clan to banish them and seal their Sharingan for good instead of letting them suffer. And so it happened that the two of them were put into our group. Kira wants me to unseal their Sharingans now. As for what I think about them, I think that they are okay. They don't try to talk to me, and when they do they treat me as if I was the lord of the house. That would be everyone but me, but if you don't know me by now then you're a jerk. And it looks like Kushina is still talking. I wonder if she is done yet. Blah blah tomato, he called me tomato. The nerve of that guy. Well, he's dead now, so it all good. But what about you, Ryu? What have you been up to? Kushina said as she finally stops talking. I need to go, I said plainly as I pulled out of her grip and left. As of now the sun was going down. I had to see what the crew did to the shop and hope that I can trust it something good. All things said, I think that I expected a lot worse. What they did is clearly popular to have such a crowd on the first day, but makes me worry in turn that it was so popular too. They turned the place into, and I quote, a first stop revenge shop. What do they sell here, you ask? Well, that would be a bunch of pranking goods, lockpicks, hair dyes, masks, and the most popular item, as a man scared me just to look at it, the so-called ultimate cheater Punisher. What it was a medical manual on a male genitalia, a set of knives, strong rope, and a small brand of the cheater kanji. Needless to say, the place was full of messy hair women in bath robes with very angry looks in their eyes. When Kira saw me, the smile on their face said it all. This was one of her ideas, an idea that will scar the future of any upcoming playboys. That guy who is getting a harem came to mind, so I offered a silent prayer to him as I made my way inside to help with sales. I wonder how many peaceful days I have left. I need not begin to tell you how unwelcome I feel in this house anymore, but I guess I will. It started with Kira opening this shop yesterday, and now this place is almost always filled to the brim with angry women and teenage girls, all of whom are looking to teach some scumbag guy a lesson on why they should not mess with a strong independent woman, especially in a world so open about murder. All of them seemed to glare at me, Haku and Gaara, as they came inside. Maybe because we are male, I don't know. But that is not so important, we can move on from there. The Chunin exam is about reach its final stage and my plan worked out well. What plan, you ask? Well, do you remember all of that gross liquid I bought the other day? Well, I had a little plan set to make things a little easier for me later down the line. Want to know what I did? Well, that will need a good old flashback. Day 1 of the second exam. Me and Haku, wearing gas masks, were mixing all the vile liquids together in a very large old pot. The stink coming off of it was a visible color of dark green, the plants around the area dying from this. Haku was looking at me like he was loving this. You know that if this works, Kira will love it, right? Haku said with a slight laugh. You know, I do wonder what happened to Zabuza in the end, since Haku is a reborn. And in such might not ever have showed his family his bloodline, also they might be alive. But then maybe they would have not let him just leave like he did. All in all, this plan is a very stupid one, but one that I will put into play. Holding a piece of paper over the pot, we both watched it burn away slightly. It was ready. Giving Haku a look, he knew what to do. Water clone jutsu, he said, using the utter nastiness we made to make the clone. In turn I made a shadow clone. The clone gave me a look of pain and sadness as to what his fate will be, but I knew that pain will be mine when he disappears. Okay Ryu, let's get this done, Haku said as he pulled out a basic sealing scroll and handed it to me. With this I sealed the clones and made my way to the Forest of Death. Standing behind the fence I threw the scroll in. As it landed the clones came out and looked at me with a knowing look and left. With that I left too. Later, everyone's favorite snake pedo fighting with Sasuke's team. All going to hell for them. Sasuke fighting back as much as he could as he did not yet have his Sharingan. The snake man fighting back with ease. The smile scaring the team, but they did well to stay alive. And then came the moment the clone duo waited for. Orochimaru went to bite Sasuke and put the curse mark on him. At the moment they were about to be bitten, the Haku clone still in his gas mask, using a reversed replacement jutsu to take Sasuke's place. The teeth sink into the clone, that bursts instantly. The unfathomable nastiness spilling onto him, some getting into his mouth. There was no delay as he came to notice what he just ingested. Needles to say the effects were beyond what I thought. The smell from it alone making Sasuke and his team green-faced. End flashback. And that is the end of that story. As of now Sasuke is mark-free. The cage is suddenly ill and Kira is very happy with what I managed to accomplish. Whoever said that these guys are good ninja never saw real ones, as this was done a little too easily. Maybe I do have some plot armor. Haku, we need more stock, Gaara said from the shop bellow. Just to fill you in, the place is doing good. But I know that you don't care about that. You guys are only here to watch me suffer, right? Well, that is to come because of the other voice I can hear coming down the road. Where is he? Where is that kid? My oh so not that needed rival. The good ol Uchiha that's life was ruined by the leech on my life, Kira. The good ol mega faggot Uchiha. Once more he is here to fight or challenge me to gain his true name back. His real name I know was Hiroishi, as his mother was in here a while back to buy something to use on his father. She was a nice but utterly terrifying lady. I went downstairs to meet with him, my rival guy, whom was here with 2 Boken training blades. I challenge you to a duel, you and me, first hit wins, he says as he throws one to me. As it hits the floor I pick it up. Without anyone saying that we were starting he rushed at me. Swinging the blade back, he clearly had some training in this one. Just as he got in range to hit me, Gaara grabbed him with some sand. With this I just tapped him on the head lightly. What, that was such a cheat, douchey says as he fights the sand. Never actually said that there were any rules, my angry little friend, Kira said with a thick grin on her face. All the women in the room glaring at this poor Uchiha kid. Go home, I said in a tired voice, still sounding like the cliché movie villain trying to be calm. Gaara threw him out of the room. After a little while we headed out to the arena to watch the matches. I had bet some money on some fights, hoping to win. But truth be told I have no idea how this hodgepodge of what was once the Naruto world will go. But then again there are a lot of reborn here who might think that this world is the same. Watching out for them will be fun. Getting inside and finding our way to our seats was easy. A perk of being a child of the Hokage is that I could both reserve seats for our group, but I could also charge it to the family account, so me, Gaara, Haku, Kira, Kura and Satsuki were all seated nicely in the upper middle row of the arena. Snacks and drinks preset for us here. As he got settled we all just shared a look and we all knew that this will be a good amount of fun while it lasts. From here we even had a good view of the cage booth, in turn they could see us. I pretended not to notice Kushina waving at me. It was not that long before the competitors all showed up, the Sentai group from before, Sasuke, Lee, Naruto, Mito, Negi, Mega, and a few others that I did not recognize at all. All the while an announcer calls out the matches. Now I will not be giving names to anyone that is not important to this story, so here is that match card. Mito vs NPC Ninja 1. The arena was filled to the brim as we all wait, watching with bated breath for the matches to start. The ones, like me, who have some money down on the fights even more than others. The contenders all in a line at the arena floor as the proctor gives a speech about honor, power and the ninja way. For the most part one wasn't listening. I was far too distracted by Kira, whom was chatting up a storm with her friends Satsuki and Kura. Now they were only talking about clothes, the store and how I hardly talk. Nothing that interesting either, but they were quite loud about it. As for the others, well, Haku is eyeing the sand ninja around the place as if he is mapping their location and Gaara is wearing a mask. My guess to hide from the sand ninjas that may remember him. As for me, I'm just waiting for the first match to start. Meanwhile, the cage seemed to be chatting nicely with each other. Well, they're being civil at least. Not wanting to spoil this for each other is smart, as it could lead to better things down the line, and if not, could lead to not having to fight each other. But alas, the fat has been trimmed and the first fight is underway to start. Mito Uzumaki, Namikaze vs NPC Ninja 1. Now, to prevent confusion, that Ninja has a name, but I don't want you guys thinking that he will be back. He is so unimportant to this plot that I see little point in telling you guys that name. But for now, let's get back to the story. In this very first fight between my, oh so wonderful, big sister and this pleb that we may never see again after this. The air is thick with the excitement of the crowd and the fighters. The proctor has her hand up ready to start the fight, taking her time to piss some of the people off. But as her hand dropped, so did the rage at that play. All the attention now on the two lefts in the arena floor. Mito moved first. She charged at the younger ninja boy with speed I found hard to follow. As she got right in front of him, she tried to do a roundhouse kick to the side of his head. Said boy dodged it. A sloppy dodge, but he got out of the way. From here he punched her in the gut, scoring the fight hit of the tournament and knocking her back slightly. In retaliation, Mito used the shadow clone jutsu, and had the clones rushed him while she pulled back and started on some hand signs. A combo of the speed and how far away I am leaves me unable to tell you what hand signs there, but there is a lot of them. NPC is being held back by the clones, who all seem to be playing on defense rather than just attacking him. A few landing hits, but he seems to be able to hold his own. Using a kuni, he manages to pop most of the clones quickly, the others moving around this and keeping him off the real one as long as they could. As the last one was cut, he turned back to Mito. Mito herself has finished with the jutsu and called out its name with an exaggerated shout, wind style. Wind dragon jutsu. A large dragon, made up of a very thick amount of wind, comes forth and rushed as the poor NPC boy who is hit full on with the blast of power. Mito jumps for joy as it explodes in a thick cloud of dust under him. All in attendance looked to see if the boy was down for the count, but to the surprise of all, he was standing, his body dirty but no damage visible on him, a smile in his face. The crowd bursts in a cheer, while below him and Mito seem to be talking. My guess is that he is explaining how he did that, but I can't hear a thing he's saying due to the amount of noise that the people around me are making right now. Mito seems to have had enough of that and charges back into the fight, trying in vain to hit the boy, but he seems to be quite good, dodging most of her hits, also running his own attacks, all of these hitting the mark. Now this was worrying me, not that I care about Mito or anything, I just bet quite a lot of money on her to win. Back to the fight, Mito seems to be being pushed back by this guy, who seems to be growing an evil look on his face as he lands a hard kick to her gut, sending her back a little bit. Pulling the same kuni from before, he rushes her, with the skill he showed before, a very disappointing show of speed. This giving Mito the time to recover from the blow and avoid this move. Rather than just rushing him again, she pulls back and puts some space between them and makes a bunch of clones again. By the look on her face, she is getting very excited, and despite the damage done to her, might just be loving this fight. The guy is now the one rushing in, the clones trying to flank him, but he seems to know when and how to hit to make this numbers game pointless. Avoiding most of the clones, he seems to be making a beeline for Mito, who is herself now running from him, coming to a stop by the tree in the arena. You all know it. She has the clones make a circle around him, some with kuni, others with only their hands. They rush him again. Smiling, he blocks the clones' assault and deals with them quickly, but the last few disperse on their own. Confused by this move and the small cloud of smoke, he never saw the two above him until it was too late, as they axe kicked his head with a sharp slam, the impact making the clones pop, clearly having broken the legs. All the while the real Mito charges a Rasengan on her own. Surprisingly, just before this guy could recover, she slams his chest with it and knocks him to the ground, drilling him into it with sick impact. She finishes with a thick breath of exhaustion and a bright smile on her face. The proctor jumping in to check on the guy, confirming two things, that he was out cold but alive, and that Mito did more damage to the ground than her opponent. As she was declared the winner, I felt myself relax, my money was safe. Kira seems to have loved the fight more than me, as she was taking notes of it. Gaara, well, he has that mask on, so I don't know how he is feeling. Haku was doing a small dance with his arms. He also bet money on Mito. In fact, since I've been providing for everyone, he was able to bet everything he's made so far on this fight, making him quite a lot of money, even more than my winnings. And the Uchiha sisters, they are unreadable. Mito seems to be in a little bit of pain from the fight but is able to walk out of the arena floor by herself, making her way to the competitor's booth as NPC is helped out by medic Nens. Now then, as we wait for the next match to start, I take a look up at the cages again to see that they are all smiling about the outcome of that fight. They seem to be very close, unlike the canon of this world. Another difference that the Reborn must have brought to this world. I wonder just how many of them are here. How many know that there are others here? Well, for now I know that if there are others here, they will all think that that sand invasion will still occur and will either help the leaf in the hopes of reward, help the sand, or they will look for Gaara to help him with his demon. But he is 1. Not in the fights, 2. Completely calm, 3. Wearing a tux, a mask, and has his hair slicked back, and 4. Will probably try his best to stay hidden. So to that group I wish luck. Well, that's enough of that. I think it's time for the next match. The crowd falls silent as the next two come to the arena floor to do battle with each other. The firstborn child of the Hokage, Naruto, and the weird blue Sentai from the hidden cloud. They meet each other at the bottom and start talking about something. Again, I cannot hear a thing that they are saying from where I am sitting. But by the looks of it, he seems to be complimenting Naruto as he looks like he is blushing and smiling. But I just want to see them fight. As I have told you, I do have money on this fights and I don't want to lose any of it. I have plans to survive this world, and it starts with having a lot of money. Money I am going at a fast rate thanks to the stories I have borrowed, mass shadow clones doing jobs for me in that shop. But then again, Kira seems to think that she can just ask me for money and I give it with no thought of compensation. This is true. Truth be told, I think I am afraid of them. Well, enough on that. It looks as if they are about ready to start the next fight. Both Blue and Naruto are getting into fighting stances and the proctor seems to be in position to start things off for us. He's just standing there, waiting as if to build suspense, but in fact just pissing us, the audience, off. When his hand at last comes down to start us off, the Sentai was the first to move. Using speed I could not follow, he came up behind Naruto and went for a quick chop to the nape, trying to end this fight quickly. Naruto responded with a replacement jutsu. Now a bit away from the Sentai, he makes the shadow clones he is well known for and has them flank Blue. Naruto seems calm and calculating rather than how we know him in the anime. The clones do a combination attack with their punches and kicks, landing a few good hits. Blue seems to be in a tough spot, but as he got the chance to, he use a smoke bomb and takes out the clones with a sword. Where did he pull that out of? I know for a fact that I did not ever see a sword on his body. Oh well, I don't care as long as he loses. Naruto, upon seeing the blade, gets on guard. Pulling a kuni in each hand, he slowly approaches Blue and engages in a standoff. Both of them pushing their blade together to push the other back. As things look, the Sentai is stronger. But Naruto has the better stance, so it looks very even. As they broke the standoff, Naruto was the first to strike with a heavy kick to Blue's chin. Blue is knocked back by the kick but recovers by going with the momentum and back flips. While in the air, he tosses shuriken at Naruto to keep him back. Landing on his feet in a pose, he starts talking again. Naruto looking angered this time, and yes, I cannot, for the life of me, hear what the hell they were actually talking about. But by the ripple effect that's taking over the world, it involves a flashback, but you already know I can power out of them. As the flashback takes over, I look around to see if anyone else was not caught up in it. At once I see that Gaara and Haku were fine. But Kira let herself get caught in it. My guess is to get some info on him or his village. But for now I guess I have to find a way to kill time until the flashback is over. I got nothing. I've filled you guys and girls in on every single remotely interesting thing that has happened since I came to this world. Maybe I can fill you in on my plans for the future, but I would like that to come as a surprise. And also to not get your hopes up in case things don't go as I plan, and so far it just might not. But for now I'm going to look around, as some of these flashbacks took up entire episodes. I don't know how long this can last. Taking note of the people around me, I notice that they are mostly merchants and traders. No ninja in this area. Except for a few Anbu guards who are also under the effect of the flashback. This might just be a very overpowered skill I have to force myself out of them. Continuing, I help myself to the content of the civilians' wallets, with the help of Haku of course, but he might just keep it all for himself. After doing this for a bit, we notice the ripple effect ending and return to our seats, the world returning around us, Curse taking notes on whatever it was they saw. Naruto was smiling at Blue again and they resumed fighting each other. Naruto is at the advantage here as it seems that he has more stamina than Blue, who despite having more speed than Naruto seems to be getting tired. Naruto is taking very good advantage of this by keeping the pressure on Blue, even if he can't get too close thanks to that Sentai having that sword with him. Blue, who seems to be quite tired at this moment, switches to the offensive and presses the attack on Naruto with fast cuts and kicks, a few landing but most were dodged, at least until he pulled back, struck a pose and flashed with his speed again, appearing behind Naruto, nothing happy. Oh, he's doing that move. He slowly sheaths his blade, and as he does, blood sprays up from Naruto's torso and he falls to his knees in pain. The Sentai is painting. He slowly turns around and places a kuni at Naruto's neck. He seems to say something, perhaps asking Naruto to give up, but whatever it was, pissed Naruto off. Naruto, even with this cut, rolls forward quickly and pulls out a scroll. Rubbing some of his blood on it, he pulls out a sword of his own. That same shit sword I sold Mito a while ago, but it was cleaned and sharpened to a remarkable level. So much so that I could see the shine of the blade from here. The two rushed each other. Naruto, faster than he was at the start of the fight, got the hit in first, slamming Blue's chest with the blunt of the blade. He knocked him off of his feet into the ground with a thud. Before he could do more, Naruto stabs the ground next to Blue's head. The proctor called the match. Naruto won, and I just made for money. Helping Blue up, Naruto seems to be very happy with his win and returned to the combatant's booth to rest up for his next fight. This one against his sister, but if you paid attention to the fight chart you would know that. Well, the next fight will bring me some joy. I wonder if my rival will win. The crowd comes to a silent set of chatters as the combatants of the next fight come to the arena floor. One ashamed Uchiha who may soon be out for my blood, all to win back his true name. The other, so unimportant to the overall plot of this story I refuse to name them or describe what is that they look like, because let's face it, how many times has someone been given a long-ass backstory character introduction only to die and or then to not be seen again for years? These two now meet at the ground floor of the arena, to fight each other in epic combat. Who am I kidding? Even if this is going to be the best match ever, I can't see anything from here. Where is here? Well, since a large group of people suddenly found their wallets missing and Anbu moved me from that seat to one in the VIP section, close to the cage booth but not in it. And this spot is just the worst. Everyone who sits here is either a ninja or a snobby rich civ with that small binoculars on a stick thing. So me, the poor sap who can't see anything from here, will only have to guess what is happening. But alas, you guys don't have to worry, you will be able to get the full uncut fight delivered right to your whatever it is that you are viewing this story on. Hiroishi Uchiha, or since renamed Mega Faggot by the resident green-haired trap that is slowly draining away what's left of my sanity, takes the center stage, the crowd all cheering at the youngsters that will soon do battle. NPC Ninja 2 taking a flight stance that looks like a mashup of boxing and capoeira and speaks. This spot is further away than the last, don't expect that I can hear anything that he is saying. Whatever it was, it really made Mega happy, really happy. Is he blushing? Well, onto the fight. The combatants are ready and are standing on opposite sides of the arena. The proctor is standing ready to start the fight. Start the fight, start the fight. The hand drops, the two drop smoke bombs and rush off to their own sides of the arena grounds, kuni flying out at the location they once stood. The smoke slowly starts to clear to show the two of them locked in a fast exchange of blows, NPC having the advantage in speed and power, but the asshole Uchiha having the edge in technique and overall skill, as he is the only one to land a hit so far in their exchange. The first hit from NPC seems to have done some damage, a hard blow to the Uchiha's cheek that knocked him a little back, leaving him open for a kick to the gut. The kick had a lot of power to sending Uchiha back, but he seems to recover and roll with it to return to his stance fast enough to counter the next punch with an oven the shoulder toss, sending the NPC to the ground with a thud. Taking the chance as fast as he could, the Uchiha boy jumps into the air and quickly launches a fireball at the downed ninja. The blast hits the ground hard, a thick smoke fills the air down there. Faggot lands with a confident smirk thinking his won. This was broken by another hard punch to the side of his head, this one making him twist around midair. The NPC ninja, looking fine, stood there with his own confident look, enjoying the fight so far. The Uchiha lands with a puff of dust rising with him. He is not quick to his feet, but there is a hard grin on his face, his Sharingan activated. The two start talking again. Probably about respect or power, well, something along that line. I think cause whatever it is making the Uchiha blush a little. Well, I will not even try to guess what it really could be and will just go with what I think and hope it really is. The two circle each other slowly, ready to fight to the bitter end. They rush to each other, just as they are about to meet and clash together they vanish for a moment, only to reappear an instant later exchanging blows a slight bit off of where they started this struggle. The sounds of the slapping and crushing and bashing of their fists and kicks against the other's flesh echoed to my seat, showing how loud they were to me, but you will have to be left to only imagine. Slowly the two seem to start to tire each other out. Thanks to his Sharingan, the Uchiha boy seems to be the one that was able to get the upper hand for now, but that could change very quickly. NPC seems to be trying to finish this with a small powerful combo of hits, while the Uchiha seems to want to finish this with something big and overly flashy, maybe another fire jutsu. The Uchiha seems to be ready to end the fight. He kicks off the exchange and pulls back, throwing kuni at the NPC ninja, who dodges them with grace, quickly recovering and rushing back to the fight. The Uchiha quickly readying his fireball jutsu. The two finish at the same time. The fireball is blasted right into the poor sap's face, the heat probably doing max damage, but he was not out of the fight yet. Before the Uchiha could finish exhaling the flame, the hardest punch yet slams into the base of his chin, knocking him off his feet, into the air where he does a single spin, spitting fire all the way, landing with a hard thud head first into the ground. The NPC, covered in burns, falls to the ground the very second after. The proctor coming down checked them both closely. The fight was called to be a double knockout as neither of them were standing to claim the win. The crowd broke out, some cheering, others booing, and a small few, like me, were happy to not place a bet on that fight as it would only have resulted in no payout. That's all for now. If you enjoy, then please like, share and do comments.